Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about uh, navigation and transferring data about your bicycle trips from different gadgets for you. So let's go. So I see these three options for navigation. So the first one is mobile phone. The second would be just using a watch. And the third is using my computer and a watch. The third is actually mine, and I detailed explain you what I have all settings of my watch and my computer, the sensors what I have, and I give and I share with you my feedback. Using phone, many people use this. Built-in navigation works great on the phones. However, the downside is obvious: battery life. Your phone can die within a few hours, leaving you without any data, without route information, or even communication. It might have cables sticking out for charging. In the city, it's not a big problem, it's not a big deal. You can just look on the map, check where you are, and turn on your navigation on the phone and continue your ride. But on the long-term distances, on the long routes, that's a problem. But what if you are on a tour and your power bank energy is important and you try to save it as much as you can? It constantly needs to recharge, and this option is not for me. Using only watch, for example, Garmin Fenix watch. It can display details, maps. The watch is quite large and you can attach them to the handlebar. It holds the charge for a week in navigation mode. There are no questions here. If you keep them on your wrist, you can also track your pulse and get other useful information. But the price of this watch is over or about 1,000 euro. And the third, using sensors by computer and watch. This option I use. It's not the best, but it's what I ended up with. I have Garmin Instinct 2 watches, Garmin Explore 2 by computer, and to sensor Magine, if I'm not wrong with the name, S3 Plus sensors for measuring speed and cadence. Now let's see what each of them does. Watches. Before the ride, I enable pulse transmission from the watch to the bike computer. Also, I upload my route into the watch as a backup. I don't enable tracking on the watches because if I'm enable on both the watches and the computer, I would have two record tracks, which I don't need. Before the ride, I load the map onto the bike computer using the Garmin Connect app. It's better than navigation with bike computer only, which is inconvenient, although it's possible. Before the ride, I thoroughly study the road for ascents and descents, which the bike computer displays perfectly. It shows the first, second, third, and so on ascents. Sometimes I refuse to follow the route because I know I won't manage. I press the start button and up we go. After reaching a speed 9 kilometers per hour, it starts recording everything. Pulse, speed, cadence. Let's pay attention on the screen. I have customized like this. So what do we have? We have distance, we have the distance to destination. On the first screen we have speed, current speed, average speed, we have cadence data, we have my pulse, we have elevation, we have gradient of elevation, we have time and battery level. On the second screen, so here's the navigation map. I can move the map by tapping on it. I tap on the target and here I am in the center. I can also find specific point by address or tapping on the map. Next is the page of ascents. It's appear next to the long climbs. Green means it easy, a smooth climb. Black-red means so well, it's hell, better to walk. It also shows the distance to the end of the ascents and the remaining elevations, so it's a very useful screen. Next page is additional screen with additional parameters, secondary parameters, average speed, average cadence, total calories, average pulse, Hertz zone, maximum temperature for last day, temperature of air, odometer, how much I already reached using Garmin. And I don't know how to edit this information. It's not on the computer and it's not available from the desktop application. And the timer, how many time I spent for all my routes. That's how I have set up it for myself. You can copy it or create your own. At least you have something to start from. This bike computer costs €300. It lasts for a real 16 hours on a charge. You can switch it to economy mode, but it affects navigation accuracy. However, the bike computer will last for over 20 hours. The watches are only transmit a pulse information, nothing more. Although you can use them as a backup navigator, but these watches they don't have maps. They only do the direction. My watches last of 2 weeks without any problems, works, and I charge it once. Sensors. The cadence sensor provides questionable information. I'm not a racer, not on the competition, so I see that the cadence, for example, 80 turns per minute. So what should I do with this information? The speed sensor, I haven't noticed any difference between the computer speed calculation based on GPS and the sensor. Yes, these sensors cost me 25 euros for a pair. I ordered them on AliExpress. They work very well. They even got wet when I was wandering through swaps, and nothing happened. Everything works. So you can ride without any sensors if you can't answer the question why you need them. But heart rate is important to me. At least I realized what's happening at the moment. What watch is ping me. You have a heart rate of 190 beats per minute. You could easily die. Take a break, stop. Wait until your heart rate drops to 160. And then let's go ride. I'm satisfied with the accuracy and working speed provided by the watch. If you need more accuracy, then get the chest strap heart rate monitor. The watches are accurate enough for me. It's price €500 for tactical edition, but of course you can buy something cheaper. Important, the one ecosystem. In my case, Garmin and battery life. For me, watch takes a like button. By computer is also take a like button. Sensors are take dislike or natural button, so I didn't see any benefits for me. But you can decide what works best for you. By the way, are you not subscribed yet? Like and see you in next video.